have been made within the table. And you can't skip one. If you say insert into table name values blah, you have to have a value or a null for every single thing in there, from left to right. Okay, and you can always do SV columns table name. Oh, did I kill everything? No, I didn't. Yeah, I killed everything at value though. It's just SV times. I forget. Actually, this is this. You know what? We're just going to ignore all that. Because I have to execute it, and I don't want to show you that. Hold on. Okay. Or you can say this. Insert into table name these particular columns in this particular order. And it doesn't have to be all the columns. Values, this has to match that. So you can either do all of them, or you can specify which columns you want to put data in. Okay. Text has to be in single quotes. Text has to be in single quotes. So I'm sorry for whatever language you're programming in right now that uses double quotes. Your life just came to a screeching, bitter end. Because just like you saw me typing, and I got it messed up all the time, it's really easy. If you want to insert a single quote, you have to escape it with a single quote. So Mike's Motorcycle Shop with 2 single quotes will actually come out as Mike's with a single apostrophe in the middle. Single quote. You dig what I'm saying? Y'all should understand escaping characters at this point. Okay, dates look like this. All right, put them in single quotes. Insert into dog values, dog ID, dog name, dog type, and then the date in single quotes. Year, month, day, but it will probably let you get away with month, day, year as well.
So,
yes?
that quote, single quote, double whatever thing right there, that's where SQL injection comes in, right? That's the law.
Yes.
So,
SQL injection works, and not to get too far afield, right? But if I say, insert into and a bunch of stuff, yes and no. If there's a single quote, I can throw an early single quote and terminate it, and then give it a or 1 equals 1. And if I'm creating this as a dynamic SQL, same thing. I can jack with the text string that is the dynamic SQL and terminate it, and then write anything that I want after it. Right? It just depends on which flavor of bad. What you should be doing is taking the input from the user, assigning it to a variable, and then checking it that way. That prevents the SQL injections straight up, rather than going to PHP and using PHP magic or any nonsense like that. Why? Just do the right thing. Right? SQL injection is really easy to avoid. Okay, if you're going to use null, you don't put single quotes around it, because otherwise you're just getting the word N-U-L-L. But if I say insert into dog values 1 null Fluffy, we just don't know what kind of dog Fluffy is. It's just a null value. And of course, my database is set by default to accept null. So it works. Updating records looks like this. You saw me do it. Update the table name, set a column equal to a value where some column equals a value. Okay, we don't need to know that super much right now, but like I say, this is your book as well. And deleting from tables, well, deleting from tables is fun. Delete from dog where dog ID equals 7. Cool. Delete from dog, wait, what? What'd you say? Oh, yeah, click, enter. I just deleted everything in my table. If I miss the where statement, I delete everything. So when you're typing delete from, look around and make sure nobody's even near you, wants any of your attention, or have your head, blah, blah, music. Because, man, that's, we just don't, TLDR, never do anything against the production database unless it's already Unless it's a script that's already created and been through Q&A and someone else has actually said that it's beautiful and it's their fault, then and only then do you run it against production. Even then, you don't want to be the person. You're like, oh, my manager, here. Here, no, you do that. Go for it. And I don't even want your job because of that one thing. Okay. Blah. Okay. So, I mean, hey, I'm going to show you how to do a thing. I'm going to show you how to do an awesome, amazing thing. Your mileage without opinion may vary. Who knows Excel? You're the happy people. Who doesn't know Excel? Everybody, who doesn't know Excel? Who is not proficient in Excel? Oh, there's a message. You're going to be the sad people. What all you people who didn't raise your hand? The hell? What are you? Just disaffected Americans or what? All right? Okay. Even if you don't know Excel, you can do this, because I've given you an example for every single use case. But here's your problem in a database. Is there an easier way to put data in other than to type insert into customer and all that stuff? The answer is no. Yeah, so you can say insert into customer, values blah, values blah, values blah, but let's not just do that little cheesy thing. There's just not. There's just no, there isn't, not really. Excel is your single bestest buddy ever. It's your BFF for life if you're a database person. Yes, there's other tools to massage data, but Excel is the thing. Right? If you don't have at least reasonable Excel chops, go get them. Go get them before you're out in the world, for sure. Right? So what I'm going to do is I'm never in my life going to type all that. Now, in this class, for your assignment, put this data into your databases, you're welcome to go ahead and type it out if you want. I mean, sure. I'd suggest not. What I'm going to do, so all your data is in this Excel file, which I hopefully have made available to you. If not, someone should help me. Okay? But here's our records for the customer table. And here's our records for the category table, etc. Now, what I did here was I said, this equals, and bear with me, double quotes, because everything in Excel that is text is double quotes, which makes this so much fun. Insert into customer values in the left parentheses, double quotes. You know what? I've actually learned my lesson about this over the years. Let me. Does this have a date? It does. Okay. Equal, double quotes, insert into customer values, values. Right. Values, that. Okay. So I just put a text string in. Everybody's digging that, right? And we're not going to use the concatenate. Concatenate. Why? Let's just do this. And that. And double quotes, comma, space, single quote, because the last name has to be in text, so I need a single quote. And then a double quote because I'm doing this in the Excel. Right? And that. And double quotes because I'm working from Excel and I'm defining a text string. But the single quote to end Herrera, and a comma, and a space, and a single quote to start Glenda, and my double quotes because it's a text string. And Glenda. Okay. So you're tracking with what I'm doing, right? I'm going assume that silence means yes. So what I've done, this is my formula right here. I said, and then I added the comma, the space, and the single quote. And then I added that value in B3, which is the text value. And then in the double quotes, I added a single quote, a comma, a space, and a single quote, and then I added C3, which is the last name. And then I added in double quotes a single quote, a comma, a space, and a single quote, and then D3, which is the middle initial. And then I added in double quotes a single quote, and then I did the same for D3. And then E3, I purposely left in this text format. Excel manages dates as how many days from Sunday. Someday a long time ago. And that day is different if you're using Excel on Mac, for Macs, versus Excel for Windows. Just is, okay? So that's why the number comes up as 29986. But what we're going to do is essentially use a really simple Excel thing. Now I could convert that into a date and not have to do this, but I'm trying to teach you something. This is no big deal. I'm going to say, and I'm going to use this year, E3, and it will pull the year out of that. So that's great. So I said, and year 3, but look, double quote, single quote, and year 3. There's a single quote here, and I'm going to put the year, and I'm going to add a single quote, a slash, a single quote. I'm going to get the month out of that, and then a slash, then I'm going to get the day out of that, and then a slash. And I'm going to do the same thing that I was doing with that's a text, that's a number, so I don't need to put things around it. So I is just and I, 3, and a comma space, and then J3, which is the zip, and then the phone, and the user ID, and the password. And what I get, when I concatenate all that together, first off, if you don't know how to use Excel, once I do that formula once, I can drag this down, or get right there on the corner and double click it, and applies that to all the records. This is why it's worth taking the time to go through all the concatenation. In the real world, it's never 11 records. It's 5,000 records. So you want to get this figured out up front. The single most common comment that I get from students who take my database class and then go out in the real world is 6 months, a year, 2 years later, I get an email going, I'm so glad you showed me the Excel thing. They gave me 2 days to do this job. I did it in an hour, and they just thought I was the coolest thing ever because of that. They're like, that's the most useful thing I learned in my college career was this one trick. Doctors hate them, right? So do this, and then what happens, look, I can copy that, and then I can come over, and I can just paste it. And there's all my inserts, make sure that you terminate them. But I don't care how many rows of data I have all those inserts set up. Do you do that? You will now.
SSIS.
This is so much win. So you've got your table. You've got your scoop. God, that's not yours. Not yet, anyway. You got your script. Nobody filmed my script. Don't even think about it. But what I would do is I would go ahead and you could do all your tables and then do all your inserts. Or after each table, you could create the table, alter it, and then do your inserts and create a table and insert. I don't care. But when you're done, your script should run. Make all your tables, populate them all. Make all your tables, populate them all over and over again. Now, I'm going to try and tell you something very important here. You can attribute it to my overbearing ego, but yet, there's nothing wrong with my data. My data is perfect. Any errors that you have are your problem because you didn't specify your tables right. How do I know that's a true statement? Because I'm the end user, and this is my data. Good luck. I've done nothing tricky in no possible way. This data is set up to just go right into the tables, unless you didn't do them right, in which case you need to fix that problem before you do this. So does this make sense to everybody, what I just showed you? You people who bravely did the non-Excel hand thing, y'all feeling this a little bit? But look, I'm going to give you this file. So all you have to do is look right there and be like, okay, I get that. A thing, I concatenate a thing. And I build the first one, if I were you, so you understand. Okay, so that's customer. Let's talk about category. The problem with category is I have a single quote. So I dealt with it this way. This column, I said, oh my God, it's a formula. Okay, look, it's not a bad formula. Is, error, search, blah, okay. Search is searching for a single quote. And if Excel gives you a lot of heartache, you can always click like right in a formula, click over here, and it will tell you what's up. It will also tell you right here what's up. But I just did this. I said, hey, search for a single quote. Why would I do that? Well, if it doesn't find it, it throws an error.